Bow! What's up, everybody? Thank y'all for tuning into the Nick and Mal Show. I am Nick Johnson, one half of the Nick and Mal Show. And across from me is Bal.
Yeah.
The temporary
second
half of the Nick and Mal Show.
It's the Nick and Bal Show today.
Right? Talk your shit. Come on.
Just understand that.
Come on. And for
I'm Bal.
You're Bow.
Bow.
That's it right there, though. But listen, for a long time, I feel like, I don't want to say this, but I seen it worked for the Joe Budden podcast. You know what I mean? They had a white co-host. Mm-hmm. It worked for Charlemagne. He got a white co-host to host his podcast with him.
Who, Peter?
No, Andrew Schultz, the greatest comedian out right now.
Greatest out?
Best. I can't say greatest, the best out.
Best out?
Who do you think is better than him?
I don't know. Mark Norman.
Mark Norman is fucking hilarious.
That's the guy.
But I just feel like that style of comedy, you could never say, I'm not going to say it's a shtick, but it's like, okay, for example, with Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is funny as shit, but you can't really give him the respect of Dave Chapelle or Chris Rock or Richard Pryor just because of the content.
What do you mean?
So his content is kind of shticky. It's kind of like kid-like, you know what I mean? Just poking fun at everything compared to Dave Chapelle, who's giving you jokes and bars, but real critical society-needed conversations. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, they hit more topics. Get into deeper topics. Dave Chapelle crafts long-ass jokes. That dude, that's the best comedian of all time.
I absolutely think so. I low-key draw... First of all, I would have said this. I think Joe Rogan is lucky that Dave Chappelle is not in podcasts. Because I think his podcast would blow Joe Rogan the fuck out the water.
Yeah, right? Because he's got such a crazy take on everything.
And the way he builds it up... bro... I can't even remember, bro, but it's a joke where he talks about... he was talking about the Black Lives Matter protest, right? And he was basically saying like, I don't get how people on the right don't understand. Then he went into this long soliloquy about this white guy who was in the military and he went rogue and there was a shootout or something like that. And somehow tied in a 5-minute story into the initial point he made. And it hits you out of nowhere. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But,
smart.
Yeah, but I guess that's my point with a guy like Mark Norman.
It's he's not as deep. He's just got I don't know, the gays. Aha!
But it's so genius though.
It is genius.
Did you watch the he did a little interview with a TV personality. It was like a little news show. So I think one thing some of the stand-ups do, they go to a new city and they would do a news, they would go to the news station. But they would joke around trying to show people okay, this is my personality. Did you see that?
Nah.
Okay, I got to show you that.
Pull it up.
Hold on. It's so fucking hilarious.
It was a morning show?
No, I'm going to show you right now. I think it was in Cleveland.
Cleveland. Shout out to Cleveland, y'all.
And no funny shit.
Shout out to Cleveland, y'all.
Shout out to Cleveland. Yo, who said that?
Shout out to Cleveland, y'all. Shout out to Cleveland. I'm being Mal today.
When did Mal say that?
That's just what you guys do. Shout out to Mark Norman, bro.
Yo, shout out to Mark Norman. Shout out to Bala right here.
Shout out to Bala.
Shout out to Guala not being here.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Thank goodness.
Mal just texted us. I bet. It's kind of wild, too.
Here with you, sister. I appreciate you saying that. I'm very happy to be here with you too.
All right. Sorry, just hiding my erection. This is great.
I know you just left Slimans.
Yeah, I had Slimans, so I'm really gonna be on the toilet later. But best corned beef in the Midwest, if you ask me.
It's delicious. It's the size of your head.
Yeah, and I ate way too much, but at least everybody there was very attractive. No, I'm kidding. Good grub there. Oof, still hurting.
Yeah, I bet you are.
Yeah, I've been farting it up in the green.
Shut
Yeah.
to our little small
exactly.
You were just trying to be polite.
We call it hot boxing. Soak it all in, because the smell of your own farts, for some reason, is enjoyable. If you farted, it'd be weird. But if I fart, I enjoy it. I don't know why. Maybe.
Because I feel like you could hear, no woman would ever say something like that.
No, you guys are more of maybe a queef.
Is that clean?
I mean, you know.
Oh, sorry, 10 a.m. You know,
all right, it's been it's 4 minutes long and he's dropping bars like that the whole time, son.
That's funny. That guy is funny. Yo, all comedians do that on news shows, on like daytime shows, whatever they're called, morning shows.
What do you mean they all do it?
Like they all just bullshit because they're like, oh, it's so annoying. They try to get you to talk about things you don't care about and talk about, so we just troll them. Tom Segura does like this. I don't know what the character is, but he wears like a fur coat. He wears a hat, big ass chain, and he's like, yo. He's just trolling. Look that up.
Tom Segura.
Have you ever watched Tom Segura?
No, but did you see his injury?
Who?
Tom Segura.
His injury?
You didn't see his injury?
Oh yeah, I didn't. Not really, but I heard about it.
That shit was fucking insane. If you guys know what we're talking about, go search it up. Right? Tom Segura is a comedian. By the way, this is a middle age. How old is he? Probably in his 40s. White, overweight comedian. He tries to dunk, and Pat.
Oh yeah.
Pat McAfee said it best. His knees and his elbows committed treason. They completely went against him. It was dead ass crazy.
Yo, shout out to Tom Segura, y'all.
Shout out to Tom Segura, my nigga. Wait, can you say the N-word since you're a male today?
Nah. Maybe.
Did they bar you off from that?
All right, I'm gonna try it right now.
You can say
see the backlash if there is any. No, I'm not gonna say it. Yo, this coffee, man.
You feeling it right now?
Yeah, it's always Dunkin'.
This is my second cup this morning, but usually
Dunkin' gets me like this.
Yeah.
But
usually I get a couple shots of espresso, so this is not really hitting me like that. Bro, I'm a coffee fiend. Like,
really? I am too, but anytime I have Dunkin', I'm like, oh god, I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack.
Have you ever had a panic attack from coffee?
Nah, only when I have Dunkin'.
Bro, I've had full blown panic attacks. I'm gonna tell you a story, right? I was living in Albany at the time. And I was working Lyft, and I forgot what it was, but I had to wake up early that morning, and I just remember like, yo, I just need a fucking cup of coffee right now, right? Like, cause that used to be my treat. Like, if I'm ever dieting or anything, a good treat for me is a iced caramel macchiato with a couple extra pumps of fucking caramel swirl and an extra shot of espresso. The shit is so good. It's like food, to be honest. Like, it's that satisfying.
It's like food.
It's satisfying because it's thick.
Filling? Yeah.
It's thick. It's kind of thick. Pause. No homo.
Right.
But it's good. And I'm drinking this shit, bro. And mind you, I have a fucking passenger in my car. And all of it, the best way I could explain it is like, if you've ever gotten high before and you've gotten that little trippy out of body feeling, but you know you're high, you know like you're tripping. Mind you, I am stone cold sober and I feel this. I feel like I'm sitting down and my body just separated.
After taking the sip of coffee?
I've drank like half of it.
Okay.
And I realized like, yo, something is not good right now. And I'm driving in the middle of the street and all that's going through my head right now is I should stop the car in the middle of the street and walk out because I need air. Like that's literally, obviously I didn't do it. I swear to God, the only thing that stopped me from doing that was the fact that I had someone in my backseat. It was scary, yo.
That's crazy.
Word.
So you were just bugging out the whole time driving down?
Eventually, I calmed down. I rolled the window down, took a few deep breaths, and I'm like, all right, chill out. Nothing.
Yo, that's crazy you're a Lyft driver because you are doo-doo at driving.
Whoa.
Yo.
You think I'm a bad driver, son?
Yo, on the way here, I thought I was going to die every 2 seconds.
Well, to be fair, the sun,
true.
The sun was in my eye. I couldn't see nothing.
There was that one time where I was like, it's green. And I was like, I don't even know.
For like five lights in a row, you had to tell me.
What?
Like, it's green.
It was that whole.
Bala was my eyes. He's like, bro, you're green.
Yeah, because Nick was just staring at his phone, looking at the Kodak tweet. Let him know. Shout out to Kodak.
No. We talking about that on the other joint. Come on, we saving that. But shout out to Kodak though, the greatest rapper of all time. Yeah, I know the vibes. Do you agree?
I gotta stop drinking this because I am shaking.
You
out
shaking?
My boots. Yeah.
Are you good though?
I'm good. It's just I'm shaking like crazy.
We was talking about something right before we started the show. What was it?
Spider Cuz?
No, not Spider Cuz. It was something. It was like, oh yeah, you was telling me that. First of all, you're a MAGA supporter, right? You're a Trump supporter.
No, I'm not.
So what political affiliations do you abide by?
I don't know at all. I don't like any of them. I don't like anybody who's
That
trying.
sounds like a good MAGA excuse to not come out as a MAGA.
What?
A MAGA.
A Magara? That's what they call them?
That's what I call them.
I'm a Magara. Nah, I don't like that. But I wish I went to that Biden party in every park in the city. Every park was jumping the day Biden got elected.
And you think
like
a lot of them there was Trump supporters? Like
probably.
Yourself? Yeah.
It's just nice going to have a good time, man.
Word. And there's a lot of baddies out there too.
Facts.
Mostly white people too.
Mostly nice looking men.
Whoa. Bala.
Pause.
Bala. Are you homosexual?
Nah.
You know you might give off that vibe with that nose ring, right?
Facts.
Nah, I'm lying. But I wouldn't judge you if you was gay.
I hope not. I wouldn't judge you if you were gay, which I think you are.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've gotten that before.
Yeah.
By an ex-girlfriend. I don't know if that's a thing that all ex-girlfriends do. Actually, she wasn't even my ex when she thought I was gay.
You were together?
We were still dating, and she dead pressed me like, yo, my nigga, come on. You be saying some flagrant shit.
You're mook. That's why, man.
I'm not mook. Is it mook to acknowledge that another man is fine? Like I can fine, nigga. Like I can objectively look at a certain dude. Now you got to be a 10 for me to give you that clout, but I can objectively look at a guy and be like, all right, bro.
What am I?
Good question. I would say 7.5.
Hey,
So that's good though.
I'll
you don't even have a haircut.
Facts. I look rough. I'm doing bad right now.
You doing bad? No,
my hairline receding. Everybody in my family's got the 6 head. Everybody.
For real?
Yeah.
Y'all got big heads.
Not even. It's just our hairline starts at the top of our forehead.
Not your sister though.
Not.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Lucky for her.
This coffee, man.
You good right now?
No.
Take a sip of water. Do you need a break?
Nah. I'm dealing with it.
Shout out to one of the things I wanted to talk about. Let's get serious for a little bit. Shout out to T.I.
Shout out to T.I.
Let's not joke around though, because this is kind of serious. Right. So some allegations came out about T.I. and his wife Tiny. And basically what it was, I mean, I didn't really read a lot about it, and I've only read one article, which is somewhat dangerous, right? Because you should read multiple sources, because I feel like some articles definitely lean one way. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not only in politics. Like, when someone gets accused of something, you're going to have the people that are going to be like, listen, he did it. Mm-hmm. I already know. I have all the information. And the other side is going to be like, oh, I'm kind of skeptical about the accusations. Mm-hmm. But essentially what this lady said, she was a former friend of T.I. and his wife. Mm-hmm. And she claimed that T.I. once pulled a gun on her. Mm-hmm. For the reason was dumb as hell. She said that T.I.'s assistant was treating his wife like a slave. Like, I don't even know what that means.
T.I.'s assistant said T.I. was treating T.I.'s assistant as T.I.'s wife's slave?
T.I.'s assistant was treating T.I.'s wife like a slave.
Oh, the assistant
was. The assistant was treating his wife like shit, which made no sense to me, right?
Yeah.
You would think it's the other way around, like, oh, the wife is being a dick to the assistant.
Right.
But whatever. This is what this lady said. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying she's lying, and I'm not saying T.I. and them are guilty.
Who's saying this?
T.I.'s girl wife, ex-best friend. I do not know her name.
She's saying the assistant treated her like a slave. Or this is a different perspective.
I'm gonna explain the story.
Yeah.
So T.I. pulled a gun on this young lady who was previously friends of him and his wife.
Okay.
They stopped being friends because T.I. supposedly pulled a gun on her because T.I.'s assistant was treating his wife like a slave. I'm using her words. This is what she said. Like a slave.
This is the old friend saying this.
Yes. And she stepped in to defend T.I.'s wife.
Right.
And somehow T.I. pulled a gun on her and threatened to kill her. Right? Now, Who knows? Like, I don't know if that's true. T.I does have a reputation of being a gangster. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if
ATL.
Word. I mean, I don't know if that's some gangster shit, but that's definitely like, you know what I mean? Some rowdy shit. And then the same lady.
I don't believe it though.
You don't believe it? Why?
I don't know.
Sounds like.
When did this happen? Maybe it did happen. T.I.'s probably PTSD.
Apparently it happened 2 years ago. And this is just coming out. But on top of that, they released a bunch of different things saying that this same lady on her Instagram, right, saying that, okay, T.I molested a 16-year-old girl 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. Or him and his wife, they're known for having a lot of threesomes. By the way, which I understand. Like,
they're swinging.
Look, shout out to Kodak the Go, right? Kodak called it out. T.I wife is not that pretty. Right? She's not. Have you ever seen her?
I don't think so.
Not to be disrespectful, like, I'm not the most handsome dude. Like, it's just a fact. T.I wife is not that pretty.
Let's see.
Go look at her. It does not look like tiny. It doesn't look like she deserves to be married to. And that's ignorant. I'm not gonna say that. But I can see why T.I would want to have threesomes, or even her. Let's type in T.I and Tiny. What do you think? What are you rating her?
Not high.
Legit rating.
I don't know.
T.I's wife Tiny is a. Look at the body. She got a body on her though.
She's the one in the bed with the coffee cup in that meme.
I don't know. I don't think I've seen that. Come on, give us a number, Bala. Bow! Viral.
I'm giving her a 5.
5? That's solid.
Is it?
That's solid.
All right, I'm gonna give her a 3.
That's not solid.
I'll stick with the 5.
But essentially, I mean, I understand why T.I and his wife have threesomes. I mean, and that's their
What's
thing
T.I?
too. T.I and his wife.
Rank. What are you rating him?
Never really impressed me. I'm not saying he's ugly because he's not, but I've never really been impressed. Like, I've never looked at T.I and been like, wow,
yeah, that's
a dime piece or anything like that. Not that I look at all men like that.
Yeah, that is her. This one?
Yeah. Oh, you seen a meme about her before?
Yeah, all the time.
And by all accounts, she's a nice lady. But objectively speaking, she's not the prettiest lady.
Right.
Right? So her and T.I have a bunch of threesomes. And they're also saying that T.I drugs these girls in these threesomes, which the story's a little weird because sounds like they know they're giving drugs. Mm-hmm. He's not like slipping drugs into their, you know what I mean, drinks or anything like that. But they're trying to say we were taken advantage of while we were drugged.
That makes sense though.
Does it? If you willingly take, okay.
Just because you take the drugs doesn't mean somebody can do whatever they want to you.
1,000%.
Right?
1,000%.
So like, if I go drinking with somebody and then they start like making moves on me, I'm gonna be like, stop. Right. I know I'm drinking. I know I'm drunk. I don't want to be touched and shit.
So these would be rape allegations.
Yeah. Like what? Taking advantage of how? Like they started.
No, they had sex. Like that. Oh. But that's the thing. I don't think any of the girls came out and said that they were raped. Oh. Because if you take drugs and then you're, to me, what it sounds like is they took the drugs. They knew they were there for sex. Obviously, T.I and his wife might have invited them. Right. Not saying that's a go because you could still change your mind right before penetration begins. Right.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's like, oh, T.I wife slapped me or whatever the case.
Is that what they said?
A whole bunch of different shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they're just aggressive.
I guess so, but I don't know. Is that like is that incorrect? Can someone be judged for giving someone drugs willingly and then the person accusing them of abusing them while on those drugs? In a sexual situation.
Person accusing them of abusing them. That's bars right there.
That's a bar right there. I didn't even realize I did that.
You make these ghost bars, bro. Who's your ghostwriter?
Myself.
Hey.
Come on, that's what I do, bro.
So is it wrong of the accuser to be an abuser? What'd you say?
Is it wrong of the accuser to be an abuser? Is it wrong of an accuser to be an abuser? It's hypocritical is what it is.
Yeah, so it is wrong.
Yeah, being a hypocrite is very wrong. And you're still an abuser.
That's probably the one thing I hate in this world is a hypocrite.
Agreed.
Somebody that says one thing and then just does it. Like, don't do this, and then they do it.
Are we not all hypocrites?
A lot of people are. I try not to be. So, like, I'll swallow my pride. I'll be like, oh, shit. I said I wouldn't do this, so I'm definitely not going to do this. You know?
Yeah,
so
but
I'm, like, conscious of it.
Yeah, but how often do you live up to that, though? I feel like...
Pretty often. I'm like, I can't get mad at this. I do it all the time.
But you got mad at it.
Yeah,
to the point where you have to tell yourself.
I'm not going to outwardly put that into the universe, you know? I'll be like, all right, just work on it. Work on it, bro.
I think I'm a big fucking hypocrite. But it's not. Are. Yeah, but it's not.
Because for some reason you hate gay people, even though you are mad gay.
Yo, you can't put that out there, bro. You just called me homophobic.
Nah, Nick's not homophobic.
Not at all. I'm friends with Bala.
Yo, shout out to
all the gay Balas out there.
Shout out to all the pairs.
But you have a brother that has a strong like gay following.
He does.
Right?
Skabay39 on IG.
Go follow him.
Great bod.
Great bod.
You know?
How does he handle that? Because I'm
He's
guessing
at the gym all the time.
Your brother's straight.
Yeah.
How does he handle, like, does he have gay friends? Like, was he made comfortable of this prior? Because personally for me, like, let's say just with the podcast, like me and Mal's, our entire fan base was gay, and they were coming at us. And because I'm sure, just like if I was to see said Instagram model, I would probably try to hit on her. Like, yo, I see what you working with. What's up?
Okay.
If someone was to pull up on your brother like that,
they definitely do. I get some of the flow too. Like he'll post a picture of the fam, and I'll get like 3 followers, all like
Mookie boys.
Mookie boys, nothing wrong with it. I'll take the followers. I don't really care, you know.
What else?
You want to see what I'm up to? That's fine.
What else would you take from them? What else would you take from them?
But yeah, that dude's just out here making money. I respect it.
Who?
My brother.
Oh yeah, does he get paid from that?
He makes money. He's making money.
He's
working.
What's his end goal with the modeling?
I have no idea. Everybody's end goal is just to be better than what they are, I guess.
Make a lot of money.
Just always get better at whatever you're doing.
I feel like we should have your brother on the show.
Get him on the show. That guy's got a following.
Honestly, having him and Antonio on the show would be interesting.
Funny. They'll be talking shit.
To each other?
To everybody.
Yeah. Seems like they live in opposite lifestyles.
Yeah.
Your brother's out here showing that body, and Antonio's becoming one with God.
Yeah. He's one with that body of Christ. Come on.
Yo, hold on though. I was telling Bala.
Shout out to the boys.
Shout out to the boys. I was telling Bala this earlier, right? Now, honestly, this is a powerful story for me. Life is all about perspective. So, I got blazed. Got smacked. It's a little schmizzed.
Oh my God. Get on with it.
And usually when I'm smacked, I have like these like I would call it anxiety attacks, panic attacks. Yeah. But it's not really anxiety or panic, but it's weed does that to some people. And if you ever had one of those episodes, you know one of the main things is like, yo, your heart is fucking pounding. Like, pounding out your chest. You can hear it. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you stay still, you could, like, feel it moving your body, and it's kind of, like, trippy. And I was telling Bala, like, that happened to me, like, a few days ago when I smoked. And I just stopped to think to myself, like, yo, your heart is beating right now for a reason because you're alive. Yeah. And that revelation deadass calmed me down. It was kind of crazy, and I feel like I could apply that into other like facets of life. Like, yo, you might be worried about something, but that actual problem is a good thing, or even a solution.
Wait, what problem?
Any problem in life.
Oh, right.
It's all about perspective.
Right.
Right. A problem is literally about perspective.
Yeah.
Me and Mal was talking about it the other day. It's like, yo, something bad could happen to you, and you could somehow find a way to turn that into a positive.
100%. If there was a way into that problem, there's a way out of that problem.
Right.
And how are you willing to figure that out?
Right, and that problem could also be used as the way out.
Mm-hmm.
Like honestly, bro, I look at it like you could be stuck in a situation, right? I know we're speaking like just very abjectly right now, but so let's everyone apply it to their life. You could be stuck in a situation or in a situation that you don't even realize you're stuck in, and something bad can happen to you and literally be your way out of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Kinda.
Like, for example, like for me, I would say, and I don't know that I'm successful at what I do yet, but I failed the 2 classes that I was taking over the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And that just made me realize, like, yo, fuck nursing school. I don't want to do this shit no more. Like, this shit is too annoying. Like, I'm not into it, so I'm not able to pass those classes.
Oh.
Because I was putting in work, but the classes are extremely hard.
Okay.
If I had passed those classes, I would have moved forward. I'm be honest with you, I'm very happy with what I'm doing right now.
Nice.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do see. Because, like, I don't know, trial and error. That's what life's all about, right?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
That didn't work. It'd be crazy if you just sit there and be like, it didn't work. Now there's nothing for me to do.
Exactly.
Now I can't do anything. But it's like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
So I'm moving on to something I can do. And you're someone who's going to put their best effort into whatever you're doing, regardless if you fail or not, like you did. Because you were reading all the time. You're like, I can't. I'm reading until 4 a.m.
Word,
like,
right?
What? This boy don't sleep.
But I remember I came on the podcast one time and was talking about fucking microbiology or some shit like that.
Yeah, that's
weird. How
weird.
deep in I was.
Microbiology, quantum physics.
Oh my God.
What was that?
I'm back on quantum physics. Though.
Oh, yeah?
I love that shit.
I don't want to drink this, but I want to drink it.
Take a sip. Fuck it.
Nah,
Get
I'm
worked
pinned
up.
to the wall.
Get worked up. Take a sip of water.
I'm taking a sip.
Do you want a sip of whiskey? I have some whiskey in my bag.
Do you have whiskey?
Yeah.
Nah.
It's too early for that?
Let's wait till later.
It's too early for that? What do you think about this? I was thinking about this earlier today, actually. So I've been like low-key studying tribalism, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if y'all don't know, like we're tribal human beings. Like I always talk about like the evolution of the brain, like the human brain. It's one of the topics that interests me. And just seeing like how humans think now, there's literally a reason for it. Most likely is because our ancestors used it to survive.
My hair's a mess, bro.
Come on, comb it up. Our ancestors.
Is it a mess?
No, it looks good.
Bet.
Our ancestors used it to survive, or it benefited them in some way. And obviously, natural selection is going to lead that group of people to surviving, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we are all tribal people, right? We all pick a group, and we're very inobjective. Like there's no objectivity. We're loyal to that group because guess what? Back in the day, a loyal tribe was more likely to survive and conquer a non-loyal tribe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, like in politics, that's all American politics is. It's literally fucking tribalism in its worst form.
It's the hive mind thing.
Yeah, it's all tribalism. And honestly, I don't blame nobody because, as I said, it's literally human DNA.
Strength in numbers.
And that's why I said there's no stopping it. Because it's who we are. It is human beings. Right? In the
I think
West,
it's just animal behavior in general.
We are animals.
Yeah, we're animals.
We're animals. What Joe Rogan said, we're fucking apes that found mushrooms and now we're conscious beings. Like,
this is my impression of Joe Rogan talking about Lewis and Clark expedition and how they took psychedelic mushrooms. They were out there for 2 years, man. You mean to tell me they didn't take any psychedelic mushrooms? They had to.
That's good.
Nah, that's not good.
No, that was good. I
appreciate it.
I mean,
shout out to Joe Rogan.
Shout out to Joe Rogan. I'm a big
psychedelic
Rogan
mushrooms.
fan. That was good. I mean, obviously you could brush it up a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
How do you work on impersonations?
Nah, I just observe people really carefully to a point where you'll find it uncomfortable, where I just know all your mannerisms.
They're just out there fucking hustling, man. Like, yo.
That's it.
He really sells it, though. But I try to take a little bit of that sauce.
I love in the comments, they'll be like, Joe, like, whatever, Rogan.
Joe, greatest thing on the earth, Rogan, or something like that. Because he always, bro, but that's the thing. Like, when you talk a lot, you do pick up, like, certain things that you constantly repeat. Mm-hmm. Like, for me, it's by the way. Like, I always say by the way before everything. Mm-hmm. By the way, I'm about to say by the way right now. You feel me? But I was saying, like, tribalism is so crazy.
Yeah, let's get into that again.
it's not good for the political landscape, but it is what it is. Like for example, I've been paying attention to like CNN and Fox.
Yeah.
They are two completely channels now than when Trump was in office. It's scary,
really?
bro.
I haven't even
Bro,
watched.
they are okay. So what Fox does now, all they do is opinion pieces
Of course.
on how Biden is fucking up the country. When's the last time you've heard anyone talk about the troops?
I didn't even know we had troops.
I didn't know we had troops anymore, bro.
I thought all the troops were.
I thought
Everybody was home.
I thought niggas don't fight overseas anymore.
For real.
Over Trump administration, we didn't talk shit about troops.
Yeah.
Fox didn't, CNN didn't. All of a sudden now, Fox wants to pump. Bring the troops back home. Nigga, where was this energy a month ago?
Facts.
You don't think those troops was out there getting murked? Or
I didn't know we had troops.
Bro, I'm serious. No funny
I had
shit,
no
though.
idea.
It was just COVID and Black Lives Matter protests. That's all that was happening in America.
Yeah.
And to see that all Fox do now is shit on Biden and his administration, talk about Hunter Biden, talk about just a bunch of ridiculous shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talk about all the people that are losing their jobs because Biden canceled he shut down the Keystone Pipeline and shut down them from drilling on any new private land. And CNN is this really toned down, like liberal, just praising Biden channel. That's all they do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it made me realize, like, oh, you motherfuckers aren't reporting news. You motherfuckers are trying to give off a narrative.
Mm-hmm.
And literally, like, we live in such a fast universe that there's news everywhere. You can make everything into a news story. So news is not really news. Y'all are just gonna take little bits and pieces and put it together to put a show on to try to manipulate people for the next 2 years when Congress is being voted upon again, or when the presidential election is coming back around.
It's so crazy. That's why it's crazy to get wrapped up in it and just like believe everything you see. I can't stand that. Stop believing everything you see, people.
Or everything you hear.
First article you see, it's like that's it.
And a lot of
as
people
long as it's something you agree with, and then it's like that's it. I have no doubts that that's what's going on.
You know what? I do have a soft spot for it though, because number one, like the way we live now, we're all very lonely.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it, like compared to our ancestors, the level of like connection and communication it barely exists in our society today.
I think communication exists far more than it ever has.
You think so?
100%.
Why you say
you
that?
could talk to anybody wherever in the world at any time.
But how? Okay, so I forgot I was reading. What was I reading? It was basically saying that intelligence is a function of it was 40 laws of power. Intelligence is a function of intensity, not extensity. Intensity meaning finding one thing, drilling deep into it, right? Like having a fucking guy who's just like a scientist. This is all he knows. Nikola Tesla, Elon Musk, engineering, and they're intelligent in that. Extensity is people who, let's say, for example, a Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan knows a bunch about a bunch of things, but he's not an Elon Musk, or he's not some of these like smart philosophical people he have on the show.
Mm-hmm.
The same way I feel about human communication. Like we could communicate with a lot of people,
mm-hmm.
but the communication is very extensive, is very surface based, as opposed to living in a tribe.
But I think the whole between Joe Rogan and Elon Musk thing, like Joe Rogan is on the same level with podcasting as Elon Musk is in rocket science.
Right.
You know, so it's like they both put their energy into these things. Like Joe Rogan's a professional speaker. Elon Musk is not a professional speaker. You know, Elon Musk is a professional rocket scientist,
mm-hmm.
but give him a mic and episodes of podcasts, you might eventually get something good, but
most likely you're not.
But the thing is, he's so focused on rocket science.
I see what you're saying. I guess I'm not trying to refer to the point that Joe Rogan is a professional podcaster, but it's like Joe Rogan's knowledge in science
mm-hmm.
is not as deep as Elon Musk is.
Right.
And I guess what I'm trying to say is, I'm sure you have very close connections with certain people,
mm-hmm.
but I feel like who's those people that still ride around on horses and stuff today?
Amish people?
I feel like there has been trials done where they allowed people to live with the Amish
mm-hmm.
and they return back to regular society. And a lot of them say, yo, I just want to go back there. Because that lifestyle has a lot more meaning. I feel more connected to people.
That makes sense.
I mean, you probably don't agree with it, but I truly feel like we lack connection in today's society. because it is so readily accessible.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can see what you're saying there. But what I have to say to that is, I think that's up to you. You could definitely have like how Joe Rogan has all these people that he knows, like on a surface level, but then he has those people that he has that deep connection with. But there's definitely more chance for more deep connection because of all the people he knows. Like if you just know, if you're a village, I don't know how Amish people live. They got 100 people in their village, and you know every single one of them, and then there's just no expanding from there.
So do you think the numbers kind of lead you to take
guy,
people for
Ezekiel
advantage
or something? He's like, oh, my name's Ezekiel.
But do you think
that's my impression of Amish people? I don't know.
But you said Ezekiel. I thought you were talking about Zeke. I'm like, what? But
Elliot,
do you think the choices lead us to being just take people for advantage? Like, for example, living in New York City, I'm not gonna say no one has connections, but like they definitely have connections with their people.
Mm-hmm.
But for example, in Trinidad, like you know all your neighbors,
right?
And you're close with all of them. But in America, I feel like for me personally, maybe I'm speaking from my perspective, right? The people that lived in my building, if we didn't grow up as kids together, like chilling and shit, and we had that relationship, I wasn't really trying to forge a relationship with these people. As opposed to like when I moved to New Jersey and it's a smaller neighborhood, we moved in and the neighbors came and they bought gifts and they took their time to have a conversation.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
So location is the thing then.
I mean location, but yeah, definitely. But so back to what I was saying, right? So we're all tribal beings and we pick a side and we stick to it. And it's beneficial because guess what? The other group are not going to try to be logical beings. So in order for you to protect your shit, you shouldn't be logical either. As the right, if you try to be logical, the left is going to run over you and vice versa. Because they're not going to be logical. See what I mean? It's like kind of a game.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, and this was a long build up to this. We had Donald Trump in office for 4 years. And he was completely like he was completely set on serving the right, especially far-right people, right? QAnon, all these conspiracy theorist groups, even the white supremacy groups. And I think the person who helped the most to combat that for the black community was LeBron James.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think personally LeBron did it very calculated.
How's that?
Because every time, I'll say it like this, right? And before I say that, I think LeBron has been taking the political, the political route and putting black people on his back. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it was super calculated, but I think God, right? Let's say we believe in God. God put LeBron here for a reason. No, I'm serious though. Right. Because Donald Trump, bro, there hasn't been a president that leaned this far to his side in a long time.
Mm-hmm. Or had a cult following.
Yes.
The way he did.
So imagine if we didn't have.
That's crazy.
Word. I mean, I really don't know.
If you could get that many people to follow you, respect.
You're not even a politician.
You're not even a politician. You got all these people wanting you to be president. Good for you.
Good for you.
But he's how to work it.
He knows how to work people.
Yeah.
Especially crowds. It's different from working some individual person as opposed to working a crowd. You know what I mean? You could hide your intelligence or hide your intentions better when you're communicating to a crowd.
Mm-hmm.
If you get what I'm saying. Because they're it's easier to influence people when you are viewed as a leader speaking down to a crowd. You know what I mean? They become a lot less logical. They're more likely to believe what you believe just to be part of the group. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I think I said this on the last podcast. If Biden and Trump came to a job interview for me, no background of who they are, I don't think either of them are getting the job. I don't think either of them are getting the job.
No way. Some 80-year-old white guy that is mad.
One of them can spit out a proper fucking sentence.
Yeah.
Sleepy Joe. Shout out to Joe though. You doing a great job, Joe Biden.
Shout out to Sleepy Joe.
And then Donald Trump, the fucking loose lips, orange,
loose lips,
fucked up hair, dude.
You're loose lips too. Pause.
Whoa, what you mean by that?
You be saying some hot takes.
Like what?
I don't know. We were walking down the street one time, in the middle of the road, and you're screaming, "Yo!" I can't. You're screaming. I'm like, "Yo, chill out." Nah, it's all good. But you be.
What did I say? Did I wild out?
Yeah, you always wild out.
I said some wild shit.
Yo, especially when there's people around, you talk mad loud, and I'm like, "Yo, are you crazy?"
Wait,
saying stuff.
Do I talk too loud?
I feel like you do it on purpose because you want people to be like.
No, I'm not like that at all. I swear to God, bro.
You a clout chaser.
Yo, that's crazy. I'm not.
You a clout chaser.
Does it come off that way?
You a clout chaser.
No, but you need to explain yourself better though.
You a clout chaser.
When I get into a group of people,
bro, you a clout chaser, alright?
I don't know what that means.
Nah, you not, but you just don't care.
I definitely.
You'll say whatever you want.
I do need to care a little bit more though.
Especially if you do what you want. Maybe, I mean, look at the way Trump did it. He didn't care.
I'm not trying to be Trump, though.
Yeah, but it's not being Trump. It's being the same, like,
but that's a person I exactly
character.
don't want to be. But maybe I should want to be myself.
Yeah, be yourself. Be yourself. That's all you could do.
What if yourself is not pleasing you? What if you want to be someone different?
If it's not pleasing you, then it's not yourself.
No, I don't agree with that.
What?
I do not agree with that.
What?
You don't think people can be themselves and be unhappy with who they are?
They're holding
Isn't that
back.
the whole point of changing yourself and improving yourself?
You got to know who you are as a person. What do you want out of your life? That's who you are. And then if you're not happy with that, then it's not truly who you want. Because, like, the whole goal is, like, animals do what they want. What's the difference? We're smarter than animals. Like, so we should be able to live our life the happy way and, like, comfortable way in our heads. Because it's no fun going through life uncomfortable, you know? So you sit there, who am I? Where am I right now? You could subconsciously be doing stuff that you don't like. And that's, like, kind of like depression comes in. It's like, nowhere, like, my life's not going the way I want it to go.
Yeah.
And you're just doing your everyday stuff and you can't get out of it. You're like, man, I want to do this, but I'm not gonna because my feelings are weighted on me.
Yeah. And
it's hard to get out of that. Real hard.
How have you gotten out of that before?
I got some serious wake up calls. Like, all right, your life is not going the way you want it to go. You're not happy. And all you have to blame is yourself. And I'm not saying that's everybody's way to get out of it, but
should that be the way that everyone looks at it, though? Even though it's not your fault, should you look at it as your fault? Just so you have maximum control.
Yeah. You could say, all right, well, I don't know. Everybody's different. But for me, at least, I was like, all right, like I said, everything I'm doing isn't what I want to be doing. Regardless of what has happened to me, it's made me upset, whatever. And I'm just in this point now. The only thing to do is move forward and consciously make the change in my life. You know? I don't know if, some people have gone through some crazy stuff that is hard to get out of, you know, mentally.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm not going to sit here and say it's that easy. It's not that easy.
But what other option do you have, though? Like, if you are one of those people who's been through some fucked up shit and it's really weighing on you, and, oh my God, I don't even want to talk about the ridiculous things that happen to especially young people, sexual assault, not having parents,
can you imagine?
At a young age.
I can't imagine that.
I couldn't imagine it either. But what else can you do if you are in that position and say, listen, I'm going to put it all on me, and I'm going to fight through this shit. And until I'm perfect and I see things don't change, then I could never say I couldn't change it. You know what I mean?
Definitely a good support group, good friends.
Yeah.
You know, hang around with the right people with the right mindset that are trying to get you into a good place. As long as you're willing to put yourself in a good place.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's hard, man. I can imagine how hard it is. Like, what I've gone through, I can't even imagine what other people, like, I got nothing to complain about.
You know what the other thing is? So I think we're very young, and I think
For
we are just starting to deal with stress and pressure and life and understanding what it is and the ways life can get a little bit shitty. And it's literally our first time going through rough patches.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like when you're 30, when you're 40, the rough patch is not that rough anymore.
Right.
But it's equally as rough as when you were 20. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. This is the least stress I've ever had. Like these past 2 years, least stress I've ever had in my life. Yeah. I would be like 19. I'm like, all in my head,
That's interesting.
stressed. And now, but I've just rolled with it. And then I figured it out. It's like, to dwell on that stress and to let that stress consume me is a bad move. It's not helping me. You can't think two things at once. So if I'm trying to better myself, but I'm too busy thinking about why I'm stressed, I can't focus on getting myself out of that stress.
That makes so much sense. I remember me and you and Malcolm was hanging out. I think we were talking about that. He's like, yo, Bala, like, you're a different person.
Yeah.
Like, you used to be negative Nancy, and now you are literally one of the more positive people to be around.
It's not fun being negative.
No.
It's not fun. It feels uncomfortable.
You know what's interesting about that? So I was watching this Joe Rogan episode, and they were talking about taking DMT.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, for me, I always call weed a psychedelic, personally, because, like, even, like, a few days ago when I was telling you I was having this trip, and certain things came to me like, yo, life is filled with resistance, but you have to muddle through the resistance in order to reach where you're going to go.
Mm-hmm.
There's always going to be resistance, right?
Right.
And these little, like realizations always lead me to be like, fuck, it's just weed. Like, I really do feel like I need, like, to take DMT, mushrooms, or something like that, and really realize things that are right in front of my face, but I'm not grasping right now.
Right.
Because it's so hard to not feel that way, because when I do smoke weed, I get that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only weed. It's not as potent as those other things.
Right.
Right? And I say all of that to say this. Joe Rogan was talking about one time when he took DMT and he was in this tunnel. And he literally was just having negative thoughts. And the tunnels was just dark. And there were like scary faces popping out of it. And there was just like all these negative things going on around him. And he made a conscious decision to think positively. And the tunnel just turned to flowers, sunshine, on the beach, chilling.
Right.
And he was explaining how, like, this is a power of your mind.
Yeah.
And I was literally thinking, like, yo, if I was able to see that, whenever I got angry at someone or I was thinking negatively, I would have a different relationship with that.
Right.
Because I would understand that somehow, some way, in some alternate universe, these negative thoughts, these angry feelings are literally manifesting negative things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, to what you said.
Energy, like, bro. Energy's crazy.
Crazy as fuck.
Energy in everything. Everything needs energy. Me to look up takes energy.
Yeah.
You know? The food you eat, energy.
Getting erect is a lot of energy. Depending on what you do with that erection, more energy than not. Which one burns more energy, masturbating or getting some WAP?
Masturbating.
Really?
Yeah.
Why you say that?
I don't know.
It depends. What kind of guy you are. Don't think about it too much. Don't think about that too long. But nah, for real though, I feel like I need to take DMT or mushrooms or some shit.
Yeah, you should.
But that shit is not common where I'm from at all. I'm from Trinidad, bro. I've never even heard about mushrooms. So
oh, really? So you started watching Joe Rogan?
You crazy white motherfuckers, yeah. Y'all live life differently than everyone in the world. I hope y'all know that.
Yeah.
Or maybe we live life differently than y'all.
Yeah. Nah, it's nice living in this country. It's nice living in this country.
You would never know watching CNN and Fox.
You would never know, but it's just, we got it. We got it made.
If they were to drop you as an alien,
this right here, what we're doing, doesn't fly in other countries.
Just talk in
our minds.
Yeah. And this country is not going to last for much longer either.
Go to North Korea and try to do a podcast.
Do not go to North Korea. Do not
go to North Korea.
Do not fool our listeners to making life-changing decisions.
That's how you make it in this world.
Go to North Korea.
That's
and take on Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
Do you think you could beat Kim Jong-un in a hand fight?
Definitely. If it's just me and him, and none of his guards help
He's a
out.
little chubby, bro. You got a little size on him.
Let's wrestle right now. I'll show you.
Wait, were you a wrestler? What the fuck is that? When's the last time you had a fist fight, Bala?
5th grade.
Do you think you would lose to me if we got into a fight?
I don't know.
Realistically speaking.
How much you weigh?
310.
310?
I'm a big boy. I am
Your
a big...
head weighs 250 alone.
There we go. That's what it is. And then another 50 on my other head.
Oh my God. That's where I'm calling it.
I'm fucking the scales up.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, do you think I would beat you if we had a fight?
I don't know.
I think I would wash you.
Wash
shit.
me?
Yeah, I would wash you.
Let's take a leak.
Hold on. Let's call Mal real quick. We are almost out of here. It's 10 o'clock. But Malcolm, go ahead. You go.
Do I gotta get the key?
Malcolm want to say what up to the people.
Do I gotta get the key?
Yeah, go talk to Preach. Hold on, let me call him. You can't wait 2 minutes. Yeah, you have to, bro.
That coffee, that water. Oh, feels like being stabbed in the bladder.
It's 10 already.
Yo, come on, but we still have to get you on. Malcolm, thank you for calling into the Nick and Mal show.
Yo, it's a blessing to be on the show. What's goody?
Welcome.
We've been trying to get you here for a while now. What's been the holdup?
Facts.
Yeah, I'm busy, man. Busy.
We could only get him on a phone call. We couldn't even get him in the stew.
Shout out to Bala though.
Yeah.
Balder held it down to it. Even though the bro had a panic attack on air.
Word?
Nigga drank too much coffee.
Shout out to that
Duncan.
Duncan. Shout out to that Duncan. Laced with crack.
Yo, but I got something for y'all.
Talk to us. Route stocks?
Nah, I ain't got no rough stats for y'all.
Come on.
You ready?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, listen. Yo, 10 ladies tried to fit under a small umbrella. None of them got wet. How did they do it?
You gotta repeat it.
10 ladies tried to fit under a small umbrella. None of them got wet. How did they do it?
Now, can we put a wager on me getting this on the first try?
Yeah,
What? How much you calling?
$3.
There was no rain falling.
Yes, sir.
I was going to say all of them had a small umbrella.
I was about to say they got that wop. They already wet.
I gotta give a big shout out though.
Come on,
What's
talk
up?
to us.
Give a shout out to Lamar Jackson,
Uh-huh.
Donald Trump,
Whoa.
and Bradford Cohen.
Why's that?
Come on, son. Tell them why.
Shout out to them. Big shout out to them.
They helped the GOAT get free. Now the GOAT is Glee.
Who's the GOAT?
Come on.
Tell them who the GOAT is, man. I'm not going to say it anymore. I'm never going to mention his name for the rest of the time that I'm on this podcast.
Come on. Shout out to Kodak Black.
Uh-huh.
Greatest rapper of all time. And I think that's a perfect
You
way
just
to end.
said.
That's a I didn't say his name. I think that's a
I
perfect
think you
way to
did.
end this conversation.
Bet.
You got anything else for the people, Mal?
You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Big L.
Uh-huh.
Who's that?
R.I.P. ASAP Yams. R.I.P. Big L.
I don't know who Big L is. I thought...
You know who Big L is?
No.
That's a... Chill.
Shout out to all those guys, or RIP to all those guys. Mal, we hope you get better.
R.I.P. to Wade Boggs.
Y'all good looks.
Good looking. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we out.
Split out.
Bow. Come on, that was too nice.
Facts.
Nope.
You're usually ugly, son.
Yep. Ever told on a nigga? Nope. Ever squeezed the trigger? Yep. Ever set a nigga up? Nope. Ever helped a brother out when he was down on